Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual. I'm Utsaf Parekh and I'll take you through the top 50 stories of the day. Let's begin. Russia has said that its troops have shot down Ukrainian drones. The Russian Aerospace Defense Forces found several Ukrainian drones over the Black Sea. They were all reportedly destroyed by Russian air defense missiles. On the other hand, Ukraine has said that its forces repelled Russian attacks from various directions. Russia continues its offensive in Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia, among other regions. The head of Russia's Wagner Group has backtracked on his threats to pull out forces from the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. This comes after Russia promised to provide the arms needed to capture the city. The Wagner boss has said that his troops are starved of ammunition and suffered useless and unjustified losses. The battle to take over Bakhmut has been going on for months now. Representatives of the two warring sides in Sudan arrived in Saudi Arabia to hold negotiations. The talks are being brokered by Saudi Arabia and the United States. Both sides are willing to discuss a humanitarian truce, but won't put an end to the conflict. This comes at a time when several ceasefires have been broken. Representatives discussed the truce. Clashes continued in Sudan in the meanwhile. South Korean President Jungkook and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida met in Seoul. This is a landmark visit, as Kishida is the first Japanese leader to visit South Korea in over a decade. The two countries aim to improve ties at a time when North Korea is ramping up its nuclear capabilities. Kishida said his heart aches for Koreans who suffered under Japanese colonialism. Arab foreign leaders have reached a unanimous decision to readmit Syria in the Arab League. This has ended more than a decade-long suspension. The Arab League Secretary General said that the reinstatement of Syria does not mean a normalization of ties with the country. He called it a sovereign decision for each country to make. Damascus was suspended from the League in 2011 over a brutal crackdown on protesters, which eventually turned into a civil war. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan held a huge election rally in Istanbul 1 week before the country goes to polls. He called the opposition alliance pro-LGBT. Erdogan has been blamed for the economic crisis in Turkey. He's also been accused of a slow response to the devastating earthquakes that had hit the country in February. Istanbul's mayor, who is also an opposition leader in Turkey, was met with stone pelting during an election rally. The security personnel opened umbrellas to protect the mayor from the stones. Anti-riot police was seen using water cannon vehicles to disperse the crowd. Istanbul's mayor was elected in 2019. He will become vice president if the opposition alliance wins the election scheduled for May 14th. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Scotland's First Minister Hamza Yusuf have agreed to strengthen bilateral ties. Sharif is in London after he attended the coronation ceremony of King Charles III. Sharif and Yusuf agreed to strengthen ties in various domains, including trade, investment, education, water management, and solar technology. An SUV mowed down pedestrians near a homeless shelter in the U.S. state of Texas. At least 7 people have been killed, while several have been injured. The driver has been arrested. He has been charged with reckless driving and could face additional charges. It's not clear if the driver crashed into the pedestrians intentionally or lost control of the vehicle. Former U.S. President Donald Trump will not testify at a civil trial to challenge rape allegations. The allegations were leveled by an American journalist. She said that Trump raped her in the 1990s and later defamed her. Trump's attorney said that he waived his right to testify and opted not to present a defense in the case. Trump has called the rape allegations ridiculous and disgusting. Over 100 Venezuelan migrants who were stranded at the border between Chile and Peru have finally arrived in Venezuela. The migrants were stranded at Chile's northern border after being denied entry in Peru. The incident has sparked diplomatic tensions as Peru sent police and soldiers to the border to block the migrants. A fire broke out in a gold mine in a remote area of Peru. At least 27 people have been killed. It's believed that a short circuit caused the fire. 2 people have been rescued. The mine is operated by a small-scale mining firm. Peru is one of the world's top gold producers. A houseboat with around 30 passengers on board capsized in a coastal town of the Indian state of Kerala. Authorities say that the boat overturned because it was overcrowded. At least 20 people, including women and children, have been killed. New Zealand will invest more than $200 million to boost the salaries of defense personnel. The country will also upgrade Defence Force assets and infrastructure. New Zealand's Defence Force has been struggling with high levels of staff attrition. The country has been left with limited air surveillance capability. The President of Slovakia has picked the nation's central bank deputy governor to lead the government. This is after Slovakia's caretaker Prime Minister stepped down. This comes just a month before the country goes to polls. Slovakia is a member of the European Union and NATO. It has faced months of political uncertainty as the Prime Minister's coalition weakened. Winter weather has arrived early in Australia. Heavy snow has blanketed a national park in the country. Temperatures dropped below average in the Australian Capital Territory. Snow and hail were reported in the region of New South Wales.
I hope this gives you some.
Wildfires continue to burn in Canada. Nearly 30,000 people have been evacuated from the province of Alberta. Officials say that more than 100 active wildfires are burning. 1/3 of them are out of control. 16 communities in Alberta are under a state of local emergency. Forest fires are burning in Russia's Ural Mountains. 4 people have been killed and many residents have been relocated to temporary shelters. This comes as authorities are trying to control the forest fires. Over 50 forest fires are burning in the region. Around 33,000 hectares of land is on fire. Vietnam has reported a record temperature of 44.1 degrees Celsius. Authorities have urged the people to remain indoors during the hottest parts of the day. Weather in Vietnam varies from north to south. However, the whole country is now entering the hottest summer months. Officials are making sure that there's adequate water supply for domestic use. NASA has launched a cyclone monitoring satellite. The rocket was launched from Mahia in New Zealand. The satellite is the first to measure the formation and progression of tropical cyclones and hurricanes. The rocket lab will launch 2 additional satellites later. American chip maker Qualcomm will reportedly buy Israeli auto chip maker Autotalks. Autotalks makes chips that are used in vehicles. These chips help prevent vehicle crashes. Qualcomm's move comes as it looks to deepen its automotive business. Chinese automaker BYD is planning to manufacture and assemble electric vehicles in Vietnam. This comes after a meeting between Deputy Premier Chan Hong-han and the automaker's chairman and founder Wang Chuang-fu. The presence of BYD would pose a direct challenge to VinFast. VinFast is a young Vietnamese EV maker which began selling cars in 2019. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance has resumed Bitcoin withdrawals. This comes after the company halted withdrawals twice within the past 12 hours. The cryptocurrency exchange has said that a higher volume of pending transactions has led to congestion in the blockchain. This led to a pause in withdrawals earlier. The US markets regulator investigating the conduct of First Republic Bank executives. The US Securities and Exchange Commission's probe comes right before the sale of the bank to financial bigwig JP Morgan. It's investigating whether members of the former executive team of First Republic were involved in insider trading. This comes after US Senator Elizabeth Warren accused the bank's executives of mismanagement. Chinese conglomerate Alibaba's logistic arm is aiming to raise up to $2 billion. The unit will do this through an initial public offering in Hong Kong. As per media reports, the IPO is likely to come as early as next year. In March, Alibaba had announced that it would split its businesses into 6 different units. It also said that it would seek an IPO for all of the 6 units. US-based cosmetics maker Coty is planning to enter the Paris Stock Exchange. The move will strengthen its presence in Europe and attract new investors as well. Coty is the world's largest fragrance company. It's known for fragrances from brands like Hugo Boss, Gucci and Burberry. Retail giant Walmart has reportedly appointed Latrice Watkins as the chief merchandising officer of its US business. Watkins had joined the company 24 years ago. Ever since, she has served in different roles. This comes at a time when rising inflation has reduced consumer spending. This led Walmart to adopt a cautious stance on its business for 2023. Facebook has reportedly blocked more than 10 fake ChatGPT accounts. These accounts were created to defraud users. They lured people into downloading malicious software and browser extensions. As per reports, this has already compromised several accounts on the social media site. Meta's African content moderators have carried out demonstrations outside the company's headquarters in Kenya. They are demanding their salaries for April. The moderators were hired through a third-party contractor called Sama. Sama had sent the moderators on compulsory leave in April after its contract with Meta expired. Now, Sama has asked the moderators to clear their dues with the company by May 11th. This means that the employees' contracts would cease to exist. This comes despite court orders barring Meta or Sama from laying off the employees. AI pioneer Geoffrey Hinton has warned that artificial intelligence is a quote-unquote more urgent threat than climate change. In an interview, he said, and I quote, "With climate change, it's very easy to recommend what you should do. For this, it's not at all clear what you should do." He has joined a plethora of others to express concerns over the possible threat posed to humanity by AI tools. He recently quit Google's AI team to warn about the dangers of the technology. Moving on to sports, in Sunday's IPL match, Sunrisers Hyderabad beat Rajasthan Royals by 4 wickets in a last-ball thriller. The match was played at Jaipur Savai Mansingh Stadium. Hosts Rajasthan put up 214 runs with Jos Buttler smashing 95 runs in just 59 balls. Hyderabad chased down the score and needed 5 runs on the last ball. Rajasthan's Sandeep Sharma picked up Abdul Samad's wicket on the final ball. However, the ball had to be replayed as it was ruled a no ball. Having gotten a second life, Hyderabad's Abdul Samad smashed a 6 to secure the win. In football, in the Copa del Rey final, Real Madrid beat Osasuna 2-1 to become champions. Madrid's Rodrigo scored twice in the 2nd and 70th minute to secure the win. Osasuna fought back as Lucas Toro scored in the 58th minute. Madrid will play in the Champions League next, where they'll be up against Manchester City. In the Serie A, Juventus won 2-0 in a hard-fought game at Atalanta. Samuel Ealing Jr. and Dusan Vlahovic scored to seal the win for Juventus. After the win, Juventus moved to second spot, 2 points ahead of Lazio. With only 4 games left this season, Juventus won't catch up to first-place Napoli, who dominate with a 17-point lead. Paris Saint-Germain won 3-1 at Troyes, moving them closer to the Ligue 1 title. Kylian Mbappe, Vinícius and Fabien Ruiz scored as PSG dominated Troyes. After the victory, PSG retained top spot in Ligue 1 with a 6-point advantage over second-place Lyon. In tennis, Carlos Alcaraz beat Jan-Lennard Struff 6-4, 3-6, 6-3 to win the Madrid Open. The young Spaniard enjoyed a dream start, breaking Struff's serve in the first game. Germany's Struff made an aggressive return in the second set. However, Alcaraz came back and won the third set convincingly. With the win under his belt, world number 2 Alcaraz successfully defended his Madrid title. More in the Madrid Open, Arina Sabalenka beat Iga Świątek 6-3, 3-6, 6-3 to clinch the title. 25-year-old Sabalenka made an aggressive start to the match, making it difficult for Świątek to settle in. However, Świątek made a comeback in the second set, leveling the match. Sabalenka dug in for the final set and outmatched Swiatek with some brilliant shots. With the Madrid title, Sabalenka avenged her defeat to Swiatek in last month's Stuttgart final. In Formula One, Max Verstappen won the Miami Grand Prix on Sunday. Verstappen was 9th on the starting grid and moved up to the 4th position in 10 laps. Verstappen's Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez finished 2nd in the race. Meanwhile, Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso finished 3rd, completing the podium. With the win in Miami, Verstappen extended his driver standings lead over second-placed Perez by 14 points. In golf-related news, Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend Erika Herman has filed a case against the pro golfer. Herman has accused Woods of sexual harassment when she was an employee at his restaurant. Herman claims she was forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement or she'd be fired from her job after the incident. She has sought $30 million in damages from the pro golfer. In boxing, India's Deepak Bhoria defeated world champion Sakin Baibosinov in the ongoing World Championships. Bhoria scored 5-2 against the Kazakh boxer to advance in the 51 kg weight category. Earlier, India's Mohammad Husainuddin beat Russia's Eduard Savin in the 57 kg category. Husainuddin won his bout 5-0 to advance to the 57 kg semi-finals. Here's an example of sporting spirit. Runners across the world participated in a global charity run. A record-breaking 200,000 athletes representing 158 countries ran in the Wings for Life race. The race has no finish line. Instead, athletes have to stop running when a designated catcher car overtakes them. Winning a Wings for Life race is meant to raise awareness and funds for people with disabilities. K-pop band 50/50 has a new record to its name. It has become the first all-girl Korean group to enter the top 10 of the UK's official singles chart. The single Cupid has reached the number 9 spot on the UK chart. The song debuted on the UK singles chart at number 96 in March. K-pop singer Jungkook has created a Guinness World Record. He has set the record for the fastest K-pop soloist to reach 1 billion Spotify streams. Jungkook made his Spotify debut as a solo artist with the song Stay Alive in February 2022. His other two songs, titled Left and Right and Dreamers, also helped him reach this number. France is set to host its first awards ceremony for rap, R&B and Afrobeats music. Titled Les Flammes, the awards will honor the people and culture behind the genre. The show will take place on the 11th of May in Paris. France is the biggest market for rap music in the world after the US. Frontman of the pop band Black Eyed Peas, will.i.am, has partnered with Formula One. will.i.am released a song with rapper Lil Wayne to mark the partnership. The song is titled The Formula. It was featured in the Formula One Miami Grand Prix broadcast on Sunday. Marvel Studios has halted pre-production on the film Blade amid the Writers Guild of America strike. The project was set to start filming in Atlanta next month. Marvel will restart the production once the strike is over. The Writers Guild of America strike is finding support from different corners. After actors and local restaurants, the Writers Guild of Canada has come out in support of writers. The WGC has made it clear that writers cannot accept any struck work under WGA jurisdiction. Meanwhile, the production of domestic projects in Canada is carrying on as usual.
I don't know.
The final season of the popular drama series Stranger Things is facing delays due to the ongoing strike. The show's co-creators issued a statement that said it was not possible to start production amid the strike. Writing on the fifth and final season began in August last year, but production on the series has been halted for now. The 2023 MTV Movie and TV Awards opted out of a live event in light of the Writers Guild strike. Instead, the show had pre-taped segments and film previews. Moreover, the winners sent their acceptance speeches via pre-recorded video messages. The writers in Hollywood have been on strike for over a week, demanding better compensation. Actor Jennifer Coolidge has extended her support to the WGA strike. Coolidge defended the strike while accepting her Comedic Genius Award at the MTV Movie and TV Awards. She sent a pre-recorded video as her acceptance speech. In the video, she said she stands side by side with her sisters and brothers from the WGA. The cast of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars has spoken out against the anti-trans legislation in the US. The statement was telecast as a pre-recorded video at the MTV Movie and TV Awards. Season 7 winner Jinx Monsoon had said it's important to hear queer and trans stories. They added that it's important to halt the blatantly bigoted anti-queer, anti-trans legislations. With that, we call it a wrap on this edition of Fast and Factual. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Firstpost.